Which, can I say, calling it the Jenna thing is crazy. You blinded someone. Spencer does need therapy. Girl has issues. Is Mona A? I'm so excited for this video. We are gonna be reading the Pretty Little Liars series. So of course we have to start off with book one, which is the OG Pretty Little Liars. I have such insane nostalgia looking at this cover. I actually used to have this book and I can't remember anything about the book itself. I do think I've read it, but maybe I didn't. Maybe my mom read it and that's why we had these on our bookshelves. But I have such insane nostalgia for these covers with the dolls. I think they're so creepy and just cool. One thing when I was getting these books for this video that I did not realize, she, as in Sarah Shepard, the queen herself, is, I believe, rewriting these for a more modern audience. Because originally I was going to buy the box set with these covers and I looked at a Reddit post and it said that there was like a mention of Billie Eilish and everything, and I was like, no, I want to read the OG 2000s Pretty Little Liars, what the TV show was based off of. I want to see if I can guess who A is. I don't remember if I know who A is in the book. Honestly, I really don't know like what I remember that's from the book or from the TV show, but I have a feeling after this video I'm gonna want to binge watch this TV show. So we are gonna start off with book one, which is Pretty Little Liars. Also, shout out to one of my friends, Sam. She we hung out the other weekend and she gave me like a birthday and a Christmas gift because I haven't seen her in ages, and she made me a McLaren bookmark. She is so talented for this, and like this is just the coolest bookmark I have. So I'm gonna use this in today's video and we're gonna start this. I love reading a good book that's gonna bring me nostalgia. I do think like this is a YA thriller, I believe. Doesn't say the genre on the back. I believe it's a thriller. And the text is pretty big on these books. So I should be able to read it pretty decently if I just sit down and dedicate some time to reading. 3 may keep a secret if one of them is dead. Wow. Wait, the first sentence. Imagine it's a couple of years ago, the summer between 7th and 8th grade. You're tan from laying out on your rock-lined pool. You got your new juicy sweat. Remember when everyone wore those? I'm gonna have so much nostalgia reading these books, wow. It's a new day. I just got into reading a little bit of this book. I promise this entire reading vlog isn't just going to be me comparing like differences between the book and the TV show, but 2 things, literally only on page 2. But 1, what was our obsession with the early 2000s and having every book, movie, TV show, the characters play field hockey or lacrosse? I'm looking at you, Teen Wolf. And then 2nd, we just met Spencer, and Spencer is actually blonde, which is interesting. I think this is so funny because like Mike's Mike talks about this in his PLL deep dive, but like all of the girls have this like big secret to hide from their parents, whatever, and Hannah is just overweight. And they made it seem like it was this huge deal in the book or in the series. I'm curious, like literally they just introduced Hannah and they say, they turned to see Hannah Marin climbing out of her mom's Mercedes. She stumbled over her tote bag and waved her chubby arms wildly. Holy shit. Like this is so early 2000s toxic body image. That's crazy. I'd be interested to see like a side-by-side of the updates that she's making to this series. Ooh, it's the day of the infamous sleepover. I like that the book opens up with like a scene leading up to the sleepover instead of how the show opened with the sleepover itself. Oh my god, we just met Mona. Hi everyone. Ignore the pimple patches and the sunburn on my face. I just got back from a bachelorette trip and it was really fun, but I'm so burnt. I put so much sunscreen on and like you can't even see it, but my leg is so burnt right now. I definitely forgot to bring my book with me to the trip, but honestly I wouldn't have had much time to read on the boat. I actually wanted to do some little updates. Because I'm reading this and doing this video, I want to do like full spoilers. We are going to dive into this book. It's it's not going to directly be a lot of like the differences between the TV show and the book and things like that, but obviously because I have seen the TV show, I'm noticing a lot of things. So starting with the first part of this book, which is the night of the sleepover. Holy shit, is Allie a terrible person? She is immediately, and like we know this from the TV show if you've watched it, but she is just making jokes at anyone's expense. She makes jokes about Emily being a lesbian, Hannah being overweight, Arya's dad, which might I add has nothing to do with her, his affair, nothing to do with her, which also I don't know if it's an affair in the book. We haven't gotten to that part. And then she also makes jokes about Spencer and Ian. And then instead, so in the TV show, if I'm remembering correctly, Allie drugs the girls, which is such a dark and twisted thing. But in the book, Allie actually hypnotizes the girls. And what happens is Spencer snaps out of it and she kind of throws a fit. She opens the blinds. She's really annoyed with Allie. I'm sorry if you can hear my laundry. You can definitely probably hear my laundry. That's so loud. Let me close that. Anyways, she throws the blinds closed. She's trying to get Allie to knock it off, whatever. Allie and her get in a fight, and then Allie runs out of the barn and Spencer runs after her. And after that happens, all of the girls kind of just like decide to leave. They don't see Allie the next day. They think that she's just throwing a fit. And it's not until later in the day where Allie's parents actually say that she's missing. And then the story kind of starts from there. Also, the time jump in the book and the TV show are different. I believe the TV show is a 1 year later time jump. In the book, it's 3 years later. So the sleepover happens the last day of 7th grade, or it's the first day before 8th grade. It's in between that like school year changeover. And then now they are actually juniors in high school for the rest of this book. So those are kind of some differences that I noticed. Arya's family moved to Iceland after Allie's disappearance because her dad got a job. I can't tell if that is the same or if that's different from the TV show. And then I have random MAC lip products that I really want. I don't know. I'm literally only on page 32, but I feel like every single chapter and page that I'm reading, I'm like writing down things. I really want to annotate these books, but at the same time, I don't want to annotate them. So that's why I'm kind of just writing notes to the side. I want to read a lot today and tomorrow. My goal is to hopefully finish this tomorrow so we can start book 2. I right now need to run to Target and get some cleaning supplies because now that I'm back in my humble abode from a weekend away, I miss my dog. My dad's gonna bring Miss Stella Bella back because they watched her this weekend. And I really need to unpack and clean before going into the new week. So I will see you when we decide to sit down and read some more. I'm right now at the part where Arya just brought her brother to lacrosse tryouts or whatever, and she just made eye contact or like looked at Hollis College, and she's talking about the Main Street bar. We all know what scene's gonna happen, but it's called Snookers. Is that like a call to like Snooki and Hooters, or like what's going on here? What the hell? What the hell? What the hell y'all say? Is this an attractive angle? Be honest. Also, why is she going into a bar when she's like, what are you when you're a junior in high school? 16? 17 maybe? Bitch, you're in Pennsylvania. What the fuck are you doing? Does Ezra have blonde hair in this book? That might have been the only good thing they did in the show. Still a crust lord. Should be behind bars, but is he blonde in the book? He wore a small button on his corduroy jacket that said, "Smart women vote." I unfortunately would also fall for that. It is Ezra. And we officially have our first A message. I can't remember if this is the first A message in the TV show or not. I have officially finished book 1, Pretty Little Liars. I am kind of surprised with the fact that all of this book, all of the girls are on their own doing their own thing. I also think it's very interesting. During the TV show, I always thought Emily and Maya's storyline was like the least interesting thing to me, but that was the storyline I was most interested in. I have to be honest, Spencer's storyline of her always going after her sister's boyfriends is just weird, creepy, and gross. I don't know why this book series and the TV show kind of sold. These girls were groomed multiple times. Ezra, Arya, Ren, Spencer, Ian and Spencer, like it's weird. And especially like the books, it's even worse. So reading that was just gross and weird, and Ren's character in the book is so much worse than in the TV show. Honestly, I think the problem with the TV show is they casted very like traditionally attractive people that looked good with the girls that they casted. So in my mind, I never like understood that there was an age gap, because obviously the girls were old enough where in real life they could have been with the guys that they were acting with. Basically, this entire book, the girls are on their own doing their own thing, and then kind of similar to how it happens in the TV show, around here they find Allie's body in the backyard of the De Laurentiis house, and then the funeral happens and they get the infamous text, "I'm still here, bitches, and I know everything." So that is book 1, Pretty Little Liars, done. I think I'm gonna give it a 3-star. I think it's very nostalgic and like fun to read. In that sense, it's very 2000s themed. It's very problematic, I'm not even going to lie. The next book that we are going to read is book 2, which is Flawless. I have always loved this book cover. Also, I think this book cover is meant to be Allie, but I'm not sure. This might be Hannah. Hannah in the books is brunette, and I think that that is one of the changes that they made to the character, where Hannah is blonde in the TV show, and she kind of serves that early 2000s like stereotype dumb blonde character, but she does it in such a comedic way that I think that is a change that they did in the books to the TV show adaptation that was so well done. Literally everyone in the book is blonde. I don't know what it is with this author and blonde people, but this is book 2. And I don't really know how close the TV show followed the books, but I guess we will start reading this. We are gonna start book 2. I'm not even gonna lie, I was gonna try and take a little break from reading and edit a YouTube video, but my computer right now sounds like an airplane is trying to take off from a runway, so that's not exactly gonna happen right now. Book 2 is Flawless, like we were talking about earlier. I think this is the book that Ezra goes to jail. If I remember correctly, Ezra goes to jail in the book series. I don't know who A is in the book series. I think Allie has a twin in the book, but I could be wrong. I could be lying. I wouldn't know. That would be fitting. Lying. Anyways. Miss Bella is laying. You can't even see her. Can you see her? Hey Bella, let's read. Oh, we're introducing Toby. Oh shoot, I think the first chapter is the Jenna thing. Which, can I say, calling it the Jenna thing is crazy. You blinded someone. Also, my bookmark matches my book. Obviously, reading these books is so nostalgic, but what is even more nostalgic to me is like the technology callbacks and just all of the callbacks of like the early 2000s. I know that I'm biased because I was born in the early 2000s, but oh my god, we have strayed away from what we need as a society. I would do literally anything to get rid of my iPhone and have a Sidekick or a BlackBerry. Like, I never use my phone. I ain't even gonna lie. I do not respond to people. I'm a really bad texter. I would do anything to have a Sidekick phone. Ooh, just the nostalgia of like the early 2000s that these books are giving me is like actually making me so depressed that I was not like an early 20-year-old in the early 2000s. Like, what the f? The Jenna thing. Toby was basically watching the girls change, and so they decided to light a firework in the treehouse. But then the firework hit Jenna. These girls are fucking insane. Like, they actually should go to prison. They're cultish, and they are in 6th grade when these things are happening. What the f? What the fuck? It's right now a new day. Spencer is talking about Ren, and I just have to read this to you. Spencer sighed, a nervous sensation fluttering through her. The moment she laid her eyes on Ren, her sister had brought him to meet their parents at a family dinner. Something had happened to her. It was like he had put a hex on her the second he sat down. He was British, exotic, witty, and smart, and liked the same indie bands as Spencer did. He was just so wrong for her milquetoast, I don't know how to say that, for her prim and perfect sister Melissa, but he was so right for Spencer. She knew it, and apparently he did too. Before Melissa caught them making out Friday night, she and Ren experienced an unbelievable 20 minutes of passion, but because Melissa tattled and because Spencer's parents always took her side, they banned Spencer from seeing Ren ever again. She was going crazy missing him too. You're groomed. This is like a 24-year-old man. You're a junior in high school. What the fuck? Oh, Spencer in the books is insufferable. Spencer in the TV show, love that girl down. Spencer in the books, miserable. Ignore how I look. I just got back from the gym. She is all up on me. I ended up finishing Flawless today while I was at the gym. I am very surprised, both the first book and this book, how the whole story, it's basically just different POVs of the girls going through their different things. It's not until the end of the book that they kind of all come together. I don't know, just try to work together a little bit, or they have like one scene where they're all together. I don't know why I was expecting this book for all of the girls to be with each other for more of the book. Overall, I think this book, in my opinion, was more interesting. I find it very interesting because in the TV show, I was so intrigued and I loved Spencer and Arya. I hate them in the books. I can't stand their characters. I like Hannah, but honestly, I feel like there should be a trigger warning for a lot of disordered eating that is in this story. That's pretty much her entire character arc, is she's struggling with an eating disorder, and that can be kind of hard to deal with and like hard to read. For the most part, like all of these characters are just miserable, insufferable, rich, spoiled kids. It's very interesting to read everyone's scenes. I also really have been loving Emily's scenes. I love Shay Mitchell. I love like Emily in the TV show. She wasn't my favorite character for her scenes and her storylines. I don't know what the next book is going to be. Question mark at the end of this. Ooh. Spoiler warning now. I just said that without any hesitation. Anyway, Toby kills himself because the girls are like, we know what you did, thinking that Toby is A, but Toby was doing stuff to Jenna. I don't know if I can say that and have this video not be like, he killed himself. So he's not A, but I'm confused because I don't know, like, is he actually dead? Is he gonna come back in the later book? I genuinely don't know who A is. I'm very confused. A is like this god mythical being, and in some of the scenes, I'm genuinely like, how are you pulling this off? How do you know the girls are where they're gonna be? I have a few library books that I need to read. I got Great BBL, finally. I've been waiting for that for literally weeks, ever since it came out. But before we do any of that, I am going to, one of my friends is having her bridal shower this weekend, and we need to wrap her present. She's a bookish girly, and so she is going into her happily ever after, and so I wanted to give her one of my favorite fairy tale little books. Let me go get the bag. I'm very lucky, like all of my friends know about my booktube, but none of them watch my videos, and I'm not posting this video before the bridal shower. But I got her the Barnes & Noble box set of the Once Upon a Broken Heart series. It's actually funny because one of our other friends had texted me. She was like, this is what I'm in the mood for, what's a book recommendation? And I told her to read these books, and so I think I'm just gonna get all of my friends to read these books. I was going to get her the Caraval series, but then I saw that they had the special editions box set, so I decided to get her this instead. I'm gonna write her a nice little note for a card, and then I got her this bag that says happily ever after, because I'm gonna kind of lean into like happily ever after, little fairy tale esque. You guys, today is the first day of Lollapalooza. I'm actually sick to my stomach because role model is there. And cat's eye. I made the responsible decision not to go to Lollapalooza this year because I needed to save money. But now everyone's in Chicago without me. And then I got her this little, really pretty paper. It's like a rose gold. I thought this was like Evangeline's hair. Reminds me of. Fits with the box. Okay, there's my little bookish gift for the bride. I will see you when we start the last book of this video. And honestly, these Pretty Little Liars books have been going by so fast. I do think I'm just gonna keep reading the series. It's like 9 books long. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna pay full price for the series. I'm gonna see if I can find them on Book Outlet, or I think I could probably find them at half price books. I really wanna explore that soon. Or maybe like a Goodwill. I'm not paying full price for these books. I need to find the rest of the series, which I feel like it's gonna get harder as the series goes on. But I just need to know the lore of this book series compared to the disaster that was the TV show. It feels so good to be back in filming. I know for you, you're like, girl, what are you talking about? The last clip was a second ago. That last clip was a month ago for me. Yeah. While filming this video, I ended up getting a lot of my library holds. Literally all came in at the same time. And I got really stressed out and I accepted all the library holds. I would get caught up and then more library holds would come in. And then I started to kind of slump myself out because I'm a very big mood reader. I have to read like what I want when I want it, otherwise I'm not gonna read. And I kind of put myself in a little bit of a reading slump because I was reading books that, yes, I wanted to read, but it wasn't the moment that I wanted to read them. Like, I have a love-hate relationship with Libby sometimes because half the time the book that I want to read in that moment, I have to wait for it anyways. Anyways, long story short, that all happened. Then I got a nasty ear infection in both of my ears and I was pretty much asleep for an entire week. I wish I was joking. And now we're here. I finally feel a little bit more motivated to read, and we are going to be reading the last book for today's video. It is right now Friday night. I'm having a little latte. I just got off of work. I want to drink this and then I want to go to the gym. I want to walk on the treadmill, get some movement. I'm not really like in the mood to work out, but I do need to get some steps in because I sit at a desk all day. And I would really like to read this book as I'm doing that. I'm not gonna lie, I have read probably 4 or 5 books since the second book, the last book of this video. I don't remember where we are in the story. I did read basically like the prologue before chapter 1 in this book last night before I went to bed because I had just finished a different book and I was still in the mood to read. Ian is now a character and I can't remember if he was a character in book 2 or not. Yeah, I'm curious to see what the girls get up to, where this follows in the story. I'm gonna drink my coffee. I made a maple syrup coffee. It looks a little light, I'm not gonna lie. I've been using instant espresso instead of buying Nespresso pods because it's a bit cheaper. And I made it kind of questionable today. Oh, that tastes good. Let's read Perfect by Sarah Shepard. This is like my least favorite cover out of all the books we've read in today's video. I'm not even gonna lie. Okay. Oh, my camera's uneven. Spencer is right now at a therapist and I thought, if I remember, Dr. Evans was in the TV show, but it's the therapist that was Ezra's mom, question mark. Am I remembering that right? This feels very early for that character to already be here, but whatever. Spencer does need therapy. Girl has issues. She's like genuinely one of my least favorite characters in the book series, and she was one of my favorite characters in the TV show. I missed how like 2000s these books are compared to the books that I've been reading. Oh my god, I forgot Toby killed himself. I forgot he died. Bro, what? How did I forget that? You can't have coffee or a dog. Spencer getting caught using her sister's papers is crazy. She would have loved ChatGPT. Personally, I hate that bit. It is multiple hours later. I ended up doing a picnic with Sarah and Gus for dinner. We had subs. Originally, I was gonna do the picnic and read, and honestly, it was just an excuse. Like, I don't have a patio, so I wanted Stella to be able to sit outside and enjoy the weather, but I ended up hanging out with them for the last like 4 hours. It is right now 9:30, and I am about halfway through. This book is just more of Emily having an eating disorder and dealing with popularity issues. Emily's parents are sending her to conversion therapy, which is actually insane to be in this book. Like, that's this series is so problematic because it was written in the early 2000s, but holy crap, I don't know if it's just because I took a little bit of a break from the last 2 books and now I'm reading it and I'm like, oh my god. Spencer is right now going through, she like won this contest because she stole her sister's essay, and a essay as in like ESS, you know what I mean? But she stole her sister's paper, submitted it, and now she's winning a contest for it, and A is like, I'm going to rat you out, basically. And Arya is just dealing more of... Honestly, Arya's storyline is probably the saddest in this book because A, it's not her fault that her dad cheated on her mom, but her mom like kicked her out of the house because her mom was really upset and like didn't want to see her. She's a teenager. She's very young. This is your child. Like, you as a parent don't get to choose when you are or when you aren't a parent. The second that you decide to have a kid, you're a parent for the rest of your life until the day that you die. Like, that just... reading that was insane to me. I'm on page 148, chapter 18, and I'm about to lay in bed, and that is my only plan tonight, is to just read and try and finish as much of this as I can, hopefully finish the book. But if not, I think tomorrow morning before I go to the gym or anything, I want to have a slow morning and finish this book so that we can finally talk and just finish out this video, talk about all my feelings. And then also, I don't know if I'm gonna go through and read the rest of the book. I kind of want to because I want to know what the storyline for the other books in this series is. But I think at the end of this video, I'm gonna guess who I think is A in this book because I don't believe it's the same as the TV show, and I don't really remember. I think I probably knew at one point who it was, but I do not remember who is A in the book. So I'm gonna guess and then we will find out together. Let's sit down and read. She is ready to lay down. Oh, she tucked herself in. Good morning. It is Saturday morning. I just woke up a little bit ago and I've been awake for less than an hour today. This is how much of the book I have left. Stella is right now, her face is on my camera, so she just canceled the focus. Anyways, this is how much I have left of the book. I'm on page 224, like less than 80 pages because this book is just under 300 pages. I woke up and when I swallow, my throat feels like it's swollen. And I don't know if I'm getting sick again. Getting sick one time in summer is like embarrassing enough. Getting sick twice is crazy. Just not okay. And I'm annoyed because I was gonna go to the gym this morning after I finished this book. But now I have a feeling that I shouldn't, and I should just let my body rest. But I'm actually gonna go stir crazy. Arya is right now at Cross Lord Ezra Fitt's house. She still hasn't been able to go back home. Her mom is actually insane for kicking her out of the house. Anyways, also Hannah got the dress that everyone is wearing for like Mona's party in the court. I have a feeling A sent it. I don't think Mona forgave her. Is Mona A in the book? I don't know. I know we shouldn't be doing this, Ezra interrupted. You're my student, I'm your teacher, but he sighed, pushing back a lock of hair. But I wish that maybe somehow this could work. Go to jail! Go to jail! You're a predator. I just finished the book. I forgot that Hannah gets hit by a car. I don't remember what season that happens, but it happens in the end of this book. So obviously, like, Mona did not re-invite Hannah to her birthday party thing. That was a setup from A. I don't think Spencer is A. The end of this book is setting it up that we are supposed to think Spencer is A. Spencer had this like blackout fit of rage. She hit Melissa and Melissa fell, and then I honestly think, so Spencer remembers the rest of the night with Allie, and she is the one who pushed Allie into the wall and I guess like hit Allie's head, whatever. I don't think that was a memory. I think that was more so like, you know, when you think back on a memory and you think about something, your brain can kind of change your memories, if that makes sense. I think that was this, or I think that was like a red herring nightmare, not necessarily a memory itself. But Hannah got a text from A, and instead of it being from like a no caller ID, it was from someone's number. She knew who the person was, and then she gets hit by a car. Also, why did she go, hey everyone, meet me in person, I need to tell you who this is? Just say it over the phone. I guess like maybe they're worried that A is hacked into everything, but like just say it over the phone. Now you're hit by a car and unconscious at 3 in the morning in your high school parking lot. I don't know who A is. We're gonna Google this. I'm kind of suspicious of Mona or Lucas. I don't think it is Spencer. Who is A? Oh, Okay. In the Pretty Little Liars books, the identity of A changes throughout the series. First, it's Mona Vanderwaal, which would make sense why Hannah recognized it right away. And then also, I thought about this earlier in this book. I think it was in this book. There was one scene where Hannah gets a text, and then at the same time, A texts her, and it was a text from Mona. And I was kind of like, oh, that feels like trying to like cover your traces. I'm not gonna lie, these books are really fast to read in my opinion. I kind of want to keep reading the series. Not right now. If I can find more of these books at like the thrift store or something like that, I think I will continue on with this series just because it is ridiculous, but it's really fun and really nostalgic. Yeah, I have been filming this video for ages. It feels good to be done with it. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you all for my next reading vlog. Bye.